let's talk Minecraft updates, because there have been a lot of them and many of them been pretty mixed to say the least. Of course, when it comes to a future update, people really want the end update because it's a given, we already have the Nether, why not the end? But that's not what this video is about. Sure, the end needs an update, but it should not be a full-blown priority. Mainly because anybody that plays Minecraft casually and reaches the end only visits the dimension like 3 times. So having Mojang pull resources for a dimension that barely gets any visits is just a waste of time. What I'm gonna talk about is structures and how most of them need to be updated. And I mean really need to be updated, because some haven't even been touched in years. To make it simple, I'll put the main structures on a tier list. Yeah, I know. And of course, things like villages will not be talked about because they already had their own update, and small ones like amethyst geodes, nether portals, and wells will not be mentioned because how the fuck do you update them in the first place? Ancient City. Let's start with the first structure, and the one that I find to be the best structure in Minecraft. Does it look good? Hell yeah. Is it challenging? Well, not really. Mostly tedious holding the crouch button, but make 2 mistakes and you're fucked. Of course, the loot is exquisite. Overall, the Ancient City is pretty unique. Has a unique enemy like the Warden, which everybody loves, and amazing loot. Nothing to really complain about, so goes into the no change. Mineshafts. Since we're in the theme of caves, let's talk about mineshafts. Oh boy, these things are okay. They don't look the nicest, just a fence and planks and that's it. But it's great for finding specific ores like coal, iron, lapis, and other stuff. Although the challenge is piss easy because there's no unique mob in there. Although we could have had, but the community decided to vote for a stupid fucking dinosaur that does nothing. But ignore my code. Overall, I would love for the mineshaft to get some tweaks. Maybe have a specific room for storage where you can find chests with ores in them. Or maybe have an excavation areas with more ore spawning than usual. Just small tweaks that will make the mineshafts better to explore. Also, Mojang, make cave spiders easier to fucking hit. God damn, these are fucking annoying. Side tweaks. Trial chambers. Not much to talk about these, they just came out in the last update, and the fact that they finally gave Copper some other small features is quite nice. Also, an unique mob and challenging area with good loot. Holy shit, this is actually pretty good. Mojang actually cooked with this. I'm somewhat surprised. Good job on them. Also, music is spectacular. You know what? I can't even give it justice. Stop the chill one. Let's play Precipice. Yeah, by the way, no updates needed for this one. Strongholds. Strongholds. Boy, oh boy, do I love visiting these things and finding the end portals so I can never look at this outdated mess again. The Stronghold was impressive 10 years ago, but now with all of these new structures, it's like an old man on his dying breath watching all these other shiny structures pop up. It's a shame, because this place is supposed to be the final structure you visit before killing the final boss of the game, but it looks so bland. The main challenge is just overworld mobs again, and the loot is could be better, still disappointing, and the end portal, the thing that is so important, is guarded by fucking silverfish spawner. Come on! Mojang, this is ridiculous. The end portal should be a lot more guarded. Maybe introduce some mini-boss that you have to defeat so you can give the player the option to put the eyes in and go into the end. I think it would be cool, but for now, it goes into the needs an update category. Monster spawner. Do I even call this a structure? It's just a fucking room with a spawner in it. It's so shit that it probably needs its own video explaining how much of an update it needs. It has okay loot, with no challenge, and no good design. It's just cobblestone and mostly cobblestone in a fucking square room with spawner in the middle. There's nothing there to it. It needs a complete overhaul. It needs to be completely different for it to be considered an actual good structure. Terra Ruins. The structure has been teased for years now. It's a shame because when it got added, I thought it would have so much potential, but it's just so fucking boring. You use a brush to get obsolete items. Its main use is the whole pot system, which itself sucks because who the fuck would travel who knows how many blocks with a brush in their hand, hopefully wanting to have a pot when you could be doing anything else but that, because it's just so pointless. There's no incentive to go there. At least the music disc you get is pretty nice, I guess, but it needs an update. The Igloo. I was probably gonna skip this one, but unlike the other small structures that have no use, this one actually has something to teach the players, and that is how to cure a villager. However, why the fuck would you waste an entirely new and fresh golden apple for a zombie villager in buttfuck nowhere when you can just grab the golden apple and just skedaddle? To be honest, the structure itself is kind of boring. It has a bed and a furnace, which is okay. But to be honest, doesn't really need too much updating. Maybe change the Igloo's blocks from snow to ice, so easier to probably see when it's in the snow biome, so it doesn't camouflage and you can miss it. Slight tweaks, I'd say. Desert Temple. Fuck this bitch ass pyramid. This structure is probably the main reason I made this video, because this thing has so much potential. The loot in the desert pyramid is way too good, probably overpowered, and it probably needs to be nerfed, or if the loot is to remain, there needs to be a massive update to get this loot. Because the TNT trap was funny 10 fucking years ago, but nobody above the age of 5 or a Twitch streamer farming for clicks will get caught in it. If we're making such valuable loot in the desert pyramid, then it needs to have something guarding it. Put 1 or 2 husk spawners, some lava traps, and you can keep the TNT trap. Overall, just make it look nice. Doesn't need to be anything too grand, and it should just make something else at the bottom that's just not a single goddamn pressure plate. Needs an update. Stronghold Temple. Take everything I said about the desert temple and times it by a fuck ton and remove the loot. This shit is probably the most outdated structure in the entire game. This does not need a few room changes. This needs to be a whole new structure, because I think it's the ugliest structure ever made. The inside has no challenge, only a fucking arrow trap. Bruh. Amazing. And the puzzle is mainly a guessing game, which most people just mine through anyway for mediocre loot. Side note, why is the main part of the loot in the fucking redstone contraption itself? There's no special room for the chest itself, it's just plopped there, like nobody cares, which is a shame since it's the only main structure in the jungle biome. It needs a complete overhaul. Swamp Hut, it's alright. Again, just like the Igloo, it doesn't need to be too grand. Although, if it was to change, I would make it a tiny bit bigger. Also, make the inside feel a lot more like a witch's house, like put the cauldron in the middle, and some shelves with pots and chests with maybe a slight chance for a random potion. Also, give the cat a nice little corner to sit in. He deserves it. So, slight tweaks. The Woodland Mansion. You know, for this structure specifically, I think we need a little bit of a scene change. Better. This structure is the fucking blockbuster of Minecraft. It used to be very good, but after the Village and Pillage update, the mansion became useless. The fact is, you need a cartographer to get the map of the mansion, track thousands of blocks, kill a horde of illagers to get your hands on the Totem of Undying. The main reason people went in there in the first place. However, now, after the Village and Pillage update, all you need to do is just start a raid, and you can get 2 or 3 times more Totems of Undying from a raid than go into a mansion. Which means the only reason people go there is for the loot in the chest. And of course it fucking sucks. Also, why do most of the rooms have nothing going on in them? Why would an illager need this room? Or this room? Or whatever the fuck this is? Some make sense, but who the fuck is growing pumpkins and mushrooms in a mansion? Also, the rooms have no light sources, so the moment you get there, you'll also be swarmed with zombies and creepers. What? It needs an update. Villager Outpost. Fuck this dumbass pinner-shaped, ugly-looking, shit-faced, dark oak, plebeian, bland structure. This thing can go fuck itself. It nullified the main reason to explore the mansion, and it also looks so fucking ugly. The loot is shit, and the only thing you get there is the goat horn sometimes, which is funny, but it's a useless item. I do like the detail that they have in prison an iron golem or allies, but why is the inside of the structure so empty? There's nothing going on in there. It's so boring. Fuck this building. Needs an update. You know, I've been in this cold biome for a heck of a long time. Let's change sceneries. Ah, much better. Shipwrecks. Dog, what the fuck is this generation? Bro, what the hell? Anyway, what do we have here? Shipwrecks. Oh my god, finally, a good structure. Has good loot, very nice design, different variants, so that's also bonus points. Chance to be attacked by drown, so it has some type of challenge. And its main appeal, the sunken treasure map, which has some damn good loot. Overall, pretty good structure. Thumbs up. Needs no change. Good job, Mojang. Ocean Monument. And we're back to ranting again because this structure should have been updated in 1.13 and it was barely touched. So design-wise, it looks pretty good. The challenge is there and it has 3 mini bosses who give you mining fatigue so you don't cheese the dungeon. But so why is it shit? Well, because although it has the look and challenge, it has no loot. No chests, only 8 gold blocks and fucking sponges. That's it. You're risking your life and fighting hordes of guardians for fucking sponges. I would mainly add just some sea chests with some sunken treasure. Also probably make it so the big guardians actually drop something cool. But for now, it goes into slight tweaks. Drowned villages. So the drowned villages are a pretty good structure with some pretty nice challenge. Somewhat okay loot, and the design is a bit iffy. But the chests don't matter because the main appeal of the drowned village is that there's a very high chance for a trident drown to spawn here. And tridents? Mwah! Love me a trident. Slap a riptide and you have yourself a shittier elytra while it's raining for the early and mid game. The challenge is also the trident drowns that do some huge amount of damage if you don't have armor. But it is very worth it though because of my beauty. So no change. Nether Fortress. That was a very disappointing 1.16 when the Nether Fortress got barely touched. It's a shame because this place looks so ominous when you see it, especially if you are a low level and you see the big giant beams holding it up. But the moment you go on top, it looks kind of shit. The loot is fucking awful. But at least the challenge is there because these flank fucks can just snipe you from across the goddamn fortress. However, that's all the good stuff because yet again the structure looks outdated as fuck and some rooms also needs to be revamped. Make the blaze spawner have their own unique room and maybe add a mini boss like the cool blaze we never got. Oh, why does the community always choose the worst mobs in a mob vote? Thank God it's gone, dude. Fuck that bum ass goddamn mob vote. Right, yeah. Needs an update. Bastions. Since 1.16, these are the new main buildings in the Nether. They look great. They have probably the best loot in the entire game. The challenge is one of the best since the addition of the Piglin Brutes, my second favorite structure in all of the game, only beaten by the Ancient City. Plus, bonus points for different variants too. I fuck with it. No change for me here. Alright, where's that Stronghold? Fucking finally I'm not getting paid enough for this bullshit video. Alright. Well. Ooh, last building, come on. End City. And finally, the last structure I want to talk about is the End City, which you'd expect me to say it's ugly, but I would say it looks pretty alright. It looks alien and outworthy, which fits with the whole end dimension. The magenta color and the end bricks look very fucking good. Except the banners. I don't know why they're there, remove them, they just look so ugly. The loot, fucking godlike. And the most important item, the elytra, is in here, so of course the loot is gonna remain the same. The challenge is there, although it's mostly annoying and difficult because these fucking bastards can go die in a hole. Also, make the airship more protected because having such an important item be so easily available is a bit silly. But otherwise, it's a pretty alright building. Slight tweaks. And this is the final tier list. I could have probably put other buildings, but if I was to cover them, this video would probably be like half an hour long. If you're still watching, then thank you. Hope you enjoy what I made. Although a bit rough around the edges, it was pretty fun to make. So, without anything else, go fuck off now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.